Biotech has underperformed the broader market for some time. Still, some of the major players in that sector are continuing to create advancements to cure serious diseases like Alzheimer's. One such company, 10x Genomics, recently announced the launch of its Xenium platform. Now, that's intended to help researchers uncover new insights into cell structure and function. Here for more on what that means for health research is 10x Genomics co-founder and CEO Serge Saxonov. Serge, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So for people who aren't familiar with this space, what sort of potential does this have to really shape biotech going forward?
Yes, thank you. Really happy to be here. So our space is, like, the way we see it, is really at the fulcrum of innovation. This is, at the very high level, this is the century of biology. Huge advances that are in front of us, like you mentioned, cures, potential cures for Alzheimer's, thinking about cancer, infectious diseases. But underlying all of that is an understanding of the science of the biology. And our space, our industry, our company is committed to building tools and committed to building technologies to advance the understanding of the science, to understanding of the fundamentals of biology, because that's what's going to ultimately push forward advances in healthcare and ultimately cures for diseases.
And where do you think we'll see this sort of first coming to pass when it comes to the ecosystem of health?
So it's certainly already happening. There's lots of technology innovation that has been happening for quite some time, and more is coming. And a lot of it is driven by kind of advances in physical technologies, miniaturization. A lot of it is driven by advances in computation, and then just the accumulation of more and more scientific knowledge, biological knowledge. And so there's been a lot of great advances, a lot of great technologies have been built, especially on the DNA sequencing side. But we're sort of on this exponential trajectory where you have to expect more and more that's coming. And so you're able to see the scientists around the world in academia, in biopharmaceutical companies are able to analyze and see a lot more and more of the biology. And that's going to lead to more and more cures. A lot of the diseases up until recently have been very much like a black box. So oftentimes when you're trying to cure, you're really kind of trying to fix a car when you don't know how cars work. And as we're gaining better and better understanding because of new technologies and new tools, now you can drive the progress in healthcare more intentionally. And we certainly still, I would say, relatively early. The amount of biology we don't understand is still much greater than what we do understand. But the progress that's being made is just tremendous. And I think if anything, you're looking at the coming years and coming decades, there's going to be an acceleration of that. And that's really exciting.
And what do you see as any potential headwinds for the company this year?
So the environment, as like the large scale environment, the macro environment has been dynamic. It is going to be dynamic going forward. I would probably point to just the general macro environment as being both potentially challenging. It's just hard to predict. That has been roughly the story of the last 3 years, certainly since the pandemic began. And I think that's what we kind of have to deal with going forward. The fundamentals, though, of both our industry, the potential, and the company, all the fundamentals that we have built, our ability to innovate, our scale, all point in a great direction going forward, certainly in the long term. In the short term, there's always going to be fluctuations, and certainly the macro environment is as challenging, as unpredictable as any in recent memory.
Indeed. Still seeing a lot of movement in this space. So congratulations on your latest advances. And thank you for joining us this morning. 10x Genomics CEO Serge Saxonov. Thanks so much.